All right, folks, welcome back to episode 54 of the Gingeball podcast. We have a loaded week. Aside from the World Cup, where we had some special knockout round matches to start the round of 32, we saw Netherlands, Morocco last night was special. We also had some wild NBA news coming in. LaMelo Ball, I already posted a clip about that, but LaMelo to Minnesota for Naz Reid and picks. We'll get into what we thought about that deal, as well as some other news from around the NBA. But Beck, how are you doing, brother?
Good. A lot to get to. A lot to get to. Free agency time. Wow. Craziest offseason already, I think you can say. And there's
Yeah, dude, it's
still
nuts.
a lot of dominoes to fall still. So a lot of possibilities too. Nothing's a foregone conclusion at this point. So
Yeah, free
ready to get
agency
into it.
opening, I think opened 30 minutes ago. So we'll see if my Sixers sign anybody special.
You know
Desperately
it's
need a
gonna
power
happen
forward.
20 minutes after the pod ends. That's how
Oh
it
yeah.
always fucking happens.
Yeah. Sixers signed Dean Wade at like 9:05. But yeah, I mean this especially trade wise. We had gone a long time prior to the Luka trade without big name players really getting moved in trades, just in general. Like it wasn't really happening for a while. The Luka trade happens. The CBA, obviously in 23, changes everything. And now you're starting to see teams jump ship on star level players. I mean, Jaylen Brown is an MVP level player last year, and he's in trade conversation. We'll get to that as well. But let's start with LaMelo Ball. And I think consensus is like shifted a little bit on this, and I want to get your take on this because when we first saw that trade, it felt like the consensus was, what the fuck is Charlotte doing? You just had maybe your best season in franchise history since you moved back to Charlotte. Well, probably definitely since you moved back to Charlotte. You get rid of your offensive engine who's in the prime of his career, still young. You get back some pick swaps, which, I mean, we'll get to those. I don't really think are going to convey. You get a far out unprotected first in 33. And you get rid of Josh Green, who I actually think is a nice player. And I've recently, Bill obviously was talking about with Zach Lowe, people are starting to turn a little bit. And they're starting to see the vision for Charlotte. I think the Miles Bridges trade kind of also contributed to that. I saw Nikias talking about that as well. Beck, what did you think about this trade and what's your takeaway?
Yeah, I think you can take both of those deals individual of each other. Like you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people are trying to turn this into they like what Charlotte's doing because you can't. They don't have a primary offensive engine, and it hurts everybody around them still. And I think they like the just to go over the Bridges trade real quick. Like they bring back Grayson Allen, or they get back Grayson Allen and
Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal, who are two very good 3-point shooters who they're spot up shooters though. At the end of the day, Grayson a little bit more moving or there's movement stuff you can do with them than Royce, but still there's not a primary offensive engine here that can kind of get all these guys going. And I think all the lineup data really points to LaMelo being a huge plus for the 3-point talent that they have around these guys. And now a lot of the onus is on Brandon Miller to take the next step as like the engine, I feel like, or you're looking at Khan, or you think Christian Anderson is that guy. I think yeah, I just Kobe White's he's not an offense. He's not a table setter for any of these guys. I don't think he has enough gravity to attract that much attention. He's a great shooter, as
Not the facilitator that
a lot of these guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an issue for Khan. I think you put Brandon Miller in a more of a microscope here to create for others. Like that doesn't really bode well for you. And it brings me back to I think they have a lot of belief in Christian Anderson as an offensive like creator, and I think he can go and get his shot very well. And I know the assist numbers, like he has 7 per game his last year in college, but I just don't think that's going to be what he is in the NBA. Like a guy who's has enough. He's a specialist where he's gonna like he should be looking for a shot. He shouldn't be, you shouldn't have the responsibility
Should
of
be
getting other
running
guys
offense.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Charlotte completely lacks that. I think if you're looking at it from a sense that like Simmons and Zach Lowe and other guys are looking at it where they're trying to re-roll and get offensive engine next year, I guess. But like I think LaMelo was kind of the perfect engine for this team. So I'm still flabbergasted at the LaMelo move,
Yeah.
to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I think part of the thing you're talking about that I agree with, and why I was pretty dumbfounded by the move, and what I don't get from people like Bill who are talking about this trade is Bill talked a lot about like LaMelo's availability and how injured he is and how he looked really bad in the play-in both times he was in it, which is all true. I mean, up until the last couple of years, he hasn't really played games. He did play 72 games last year, and he played the best season of his career, although he didn't play big minutes throughout the season because they were being cautious with him. He was available throughout the year. And I I think the thing that's undervalued with LaMelo is exactly what you said about his creation and his playmaking. That's not like a skill that's just like out there. Like especially his level of playmaking and skill. Like that's like a very rare trait and skill set that like guys just don't have. I'd put him in like a Halliburton tier of creator and like engine. Like that's it's like a special tier. And like I know you're giving up stuff on the other end with LaMelo, but for a jumpstart team like Charlotte, where you're trying to a bring all these young guys to prominence and become a contender in the East, but also you're trying to develop all of these guys, like you said. And like Khan, Brandon Miller, even Nas now coming in, like he's only 26. Like he's a younger player still. These are guys who are gonna like be hurt by the fact that there's nobody running sets for them. There's nobody initiating offense, getting out in transition, getting them easy looks. All of this stuff's not going to be there. And I like Christian Anderson. You and Ryan also loved Christian Anderson in the draft, maybe more than me, but I think we'd all agree that he's nowhere near that level of playmaker. And maybe we're
Yeah.
wrong, but like I don't know. I think you're right. I think there's going to be huge playmaking deficiency on this team, and you're going to be asking too much out of your sort of combo guard guys. Who I'd even put Kobe White into a combo guard. I don't think he's a point guard, really.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not like the return for LaMelo is lucrative or anything. It's
Yeah,
a pretty
that's the
shitty
other
return.
thing. That's the other
You
thing
didn't
that,
like sell high like
yeah,
they're trying to make it out to be. So like Nas Reed and then these pick swaps that really effectively do
the swaps
nothing.
are fake. Yeah,
Yeah. And the only thing that gives any credence to it to me is like the tax level exception that they can
hmm
use
created.
from
Yeah.
it, which I don't even totally understand. Like I
It's
think
like
that's a
40 million.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, NBA
teams
finance
don't
rules make
use
no fucking
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's just like these made up rules come out of fucking thin air, and it's like, where did this come from? It should be easier to track how the league works from a team building standpoint and financial standpoint. Like it's shit feels made up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I also just to go over the swaps because you brought them up. So here are the swaps that the Hornets received in this deal. So 28, they get more favorable of Charlotte or Minnesota. You'd imagine Minnesota's going to be a top 3 or 4 team in the West, and Charlotte will still be probably around a playing team, maybe a little worse, maybe a little better. But I'd imagine right around 500. 29, they get the least favorable of Utah, Cleveland, Minnesota. And then they get 2030, they have the swap with the least favorable of San Antonio, Dallas, and Minnesota. So you'd imagine that's either Minnesota or San Antonio, which is going to be one of the last picks of the first round. So you're probably not swapping that. So if any of these convey, it's maybe one or two of them, then it's like marginal, unless somebody like really tanks over those years. Obviously, the far out first is the one that is valuable here, the 2033. Who knows what that is by then? That's one that has a little bit of value. But yeah, I agree. I don't know. And maybe LaMelo's value is just different than what we perceive it to be, but to me, when that originally came out, my thought wasn't like, wow, they really sold high on LaMelo Ball. I was like, really? I was like, that's what you could get for an A tier offensive engine in the NBA in 2026. Like the market's weird right now, and we're seeing that with Jaylen Brown a little bit too. Like I'm interested to see what ends up getting done with that and what his market is, because clearly him and two first wasn't enough to get Giannis. So we'll see what that market is. But yeah, I don't know. I also though on the Minnesota side, what do you think of this Minnesota team going forward? Are you like all in on them or? Do you have
Yeah, I
questions?
love it. I love it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think they're in a really good fucking spot. That backcourt's dynamic,
Yeah.
and I think you can replace what you lose with Reed on the back line. I mean, you still have Gobert, so that's your, your staple down there. But I've been mentioning to you, like I think Johan Behringer
Yeah.
or Beringue, however the fuck you say it.
Bring
I
is good.
I I think he's got some special tools that he will definitely, be in use this season for them. And I think he's a great backup big and profiles well with this team. It's just kind of filling the gaps with tweeners now,
Yeah.
fours who can either play like, a 3-4 archetype, but a guy with some size that's not a, complete center archetype for them. That's really all they're lacking to me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like it for Minnesota in terms of like I and this has been a thing with Tim Connolly in Minnesota for as long as he's been there. Like he doesn't want to keep going down the same path if he knows that it's not leading anywhere. And like you can say what you want about Cat now that we know that he can be the second best player on a title team, but that Cat edition of the Timberwolves, he was quick to say, you know what, we need to change shit up. And he made a deal and he got off of Cat. And then well, at first, originally he made the Rudy deal. And now he's saying, look, we're worse than San Antonio and OKC. We need a high variance, floor raising player in the building. And they got maybe the biggest floor raising high variance guy in the league in LaMelo Ball, who can absolutely change this team's offense. He can create easy offense for Ant. He can take some of the ball handling load off of Ant because we saw last year Minnesota was forced to play. I mean, shout out the boy, but Mike Conley was thrust in there in like big moments for them, especially when Dante was injured. So like, yeah, I think it's a huge move for them. I also think that it probably won't realistically change their title odds, in my opinion. I still think they're in a tier below the OKCs and San Antonio's of the world. But I think this is the kind of move that like can
They're much
potentially,
closer now, though.
yeah, like that's like instead of just banging your head against the wall over and over and over again with a formula you know doesn't work, why not take a swing with a guy like LaMelo who can just like take this to the moon? So
And
yeah,
the
go ahead.
thing we talked about during the season with McDaniels, now he can kind of play his de facto
Mm,
role and get his volume of offense that we think he deserves because Randall's not there,
right.
which I think is
That's another
such a
big
win
move.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other big move that we didn't really mention in all of this is obviously getting off of Randall. He goes to Brooklyn. And yeah, I like the opportunity that that gives to Jaden. Also, Nas not being there, obviously, that's more opportunity to Jaden. It's gonna, I think, burden Jaden a little bit more on both ends, just in terms of like now his defensive load is even exponentially bigger than it already was, in addition to an increased offensive load. But yeah, I'm excited. I think every time he's been pushed into a position to do more, he's been incredible. Like what he did in that Denver series, I still can't get over that game he had when everybody was injured and he
Yeah.
just had a 30
Game
piece.
6. Yeah. And a closeout game.
That was
Like
so special.
unbelievable, man.
Yeah. So like
And now you
God
can do
knows
that
what he
shit
can do.
naturally. You're
Yeah.
not really forcing him opportunities just because you feel like you have to for his growth. Like this
Yeah.
is can come within the flow of the offense. I feel a lot better about Minnesota. Like I feel like I'm higher on them than you. Like I put them at still below OKC and San Antonio, like you said, but like they're not far behind at
Yeah.
all for me.
I have them I'm with you. I have them third in the West. I'm less convinced that they could like win a series against one of those two teams. It's just to me, and it does a lot of it does come down to Behringer and like what he is. Like if he's like special, then everything changes. And like he might be. We haven't seen a ton of him yet. And what we have seen has been really promising. It's just like it's a big gamble, and it's another like Connolly being like, fuck it, dude. Like if we want to bring in somebody to create offense, then we're gonna have to give something up elsewhere. And like, say what you want about Nas, I thought he was great in Minnesota, and he's another guy like when he was pushed into the starting lineup, he was great, and he averaged like I think 17 and 8 as a starter for them. But I think some of what he did was replaceable, and I also think what you lose with him leaving offensively, you're gaining a different sort of facet to your offense. What you lose with him offensively, you're also gaining in another spot. So like I'm not so worried about that. It's the defense with him that you're really gonna miss. And if you believe that Behringer can be your four and you have McDaniels still, like they can figure out the defense, I think. And so like yeah, they're more interesting to me than they were before this trade. So like to me that's a win.
Yeah, and the vibes just feel like you don't fuck up anything in terms of vibes with the team. If anything, it gets better. It's a perfect environment for LaMelo, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the more we talk about, the more I kind of talk myself into them being in that same tier. So we take 10 more minutes on this topic, I'll definitely be there. But
Special.
you
Special.
got to talk
But
about.
yeah, let's get to another move. We briefly mentioned it when talking about the LaMelo move, but Miles Bridges to Phoenix, Beck's Phoenix Suns. Bridges, a 29 first and a 27 second go to Phoenix. And then Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and a 2033 unprotected first go back to Charlotte. Obviously, this comes after the LaMelo deal. What did you think about this deal? And what do you think about it for both teams?
Pretty much spoke on, I think it's a win for Charlotte in a vacuum. I don't quite get it for
Yeah.
Phoenix. You could probably say they're looking for a little bit more size,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like Miles Bridges doesn't fix your size issue at the end of the day. He just gives you a better profile to play as like a small ball four, which they have a couple of those already. Like,
Special Dylan.
yeah, the Oso,
Yeah.
like Jonathan Goodwin's going to be playing a good bit of four, or Jordan Goodwin, excuse me. It doesn't fix any issue for them, and I feel like those two guys were good for the nucleus of the Suns. I think it's just a unnecessary move by HBO,
I
and
think, yeah,
it saddens me.
I think I know part of the rationale for this that I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with it, but if I can convince myself that it makes more sense, is you're shaving years by doing this deal. If you're Phoenix, like Grayson Allen has 2 more years on his deal. Royce O'Neal has 2 more as well, and then Bridges only has 1 more year on his deal. So you're shaving a year off of both of those deals. You're consolidating. And I think if I were to guess, I think Phoenix is going to be really active in free agency the year after this. And
Yeah,
I think that's a
100%.
part of the calculus here. But in a vacuum, I agree with you. I think for Charlotte, it's fun because like you're just putting more shooting around that team. But like sadly, as we talked about in the LaMelo discussion, there's nobody setting the table. But that team's going to put up a ridiculous amount of threes. But for Phoenix, yeah, I think it's clearing your books down the line and then just consolidating a bit. Maybe they're saying, Grayson, not the best year last year, also had some injury concerns. I thought Royce was pretty fucking special last year, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get a different look with a four and a bigger body, maybe a bigger wing tandem with Dylan Brooks. But yeah, I mean, what's your outlook for this Phoenix team next year? Because you are a de facto Suns fan now.
They're right in the same kind of area,
Yeah,
uh, 7 through 9.
frisky, like yeah, back end of the
Yeah,
playoffs.
yeah. They don't lose their identity with this, but they lose a lot of what made them like a good functioning offense. Like
Yeah,
those are two really valuable shooters.
yeah, the spacing's worse now,
Yeah, no, they're like not even marginally. Like,
a lot worse.
yeah,
And like I guess you bring back Gillespie. Maybe he has a bigger role next year. You bring back Goodwin. Um, you bring in Bridges, who I mean he can shoot. It's just like it's not the level of floor spacing that you get with O'Neal and definitely not with Grayson Allen. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Phoenix to me is like the seesaw of I'm all the way in and like I think they're back to like I'm out again and I don't see the vision. And this was one of those
yeah.
where I'm just like, I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, especially for the guys around them, like Booker, Brooks, Green. They're not main ball handler type of guys. I think
Yeah.
we can all agree. Like they function better off the ball. So if you are putting them on ball, spacing's a big thing and movement's a big thing. You lose your best movement guy in Grayson, and you lose a 42% 3-point shooter last year in Royce, who got a good amount of them up.
Yep. Yeah,
It
on high
hurts.
volume last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of his best, maybe his best. I didn't look at the stat. I think was he 40 point something last season? But yeah,
Mm.
including the
Yeah.
volume, one of his best shooting years of his career. But yeah, I don't know. Phoenix is a weird situation to me. Ishbia feels like he's doing like a random generator thing with like when he decides that he wants to build for the future and when he decides that he wants to like push the chips in. But as I said before, I would expect Phoenix to be a major player in the free agency market next offseason because I don't think this class of free agents this summer is very good. We'll see. I'm interested to see. I think that like the bones are there though for Phoenix. I could like squint and see the vision. I also think there's more juice to be squeezed with some of their younger guys. Malawach, that's my guy. I still think he's gonna be good. But yeah, Kobe Brea could be special. But yeah, let's move
Not
on.
going that far, but I'm with you on Mohawk.
I love
Kobe,
Kobe Brea is a
Kobe
special
Bryant.
shooter, by the way. Ah, another one close to Beck's heart. Ja Morant, the Blazers. We got the Grizzlies not attaching any picks notably in this trade. He goes to Portland for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray going the other way to Memphis. So obviously, you take on the Jeremy Grant contract, which still has a couple years left, but you get off of Ja and all that comes with that. What did you think of this for both sides here?
I mean, it sucks. Just it sucks as a Grizzlies fan.
Mhm.
Hate to see. I was not mad about the return because that's what the market was. I mean, they were talking about buyout,
Yeah,
so
it got
the fact
bleak
you get a
there for a
trade off,
second.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like no, the more I think about it, it's like Jeremy Grant is such a negative asset too.
Oh
He does
yeah.
nothing, does absolutely nothing for me. And they have a couple of them there, like KCP too. They have a couple guys just eating dead money, and I can't even see them playing basketball for us because I mean, any vet that comes in this building just doesn't play
Yeah,
basketball.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, the last one we had that actually played ball here for uh, a good portion of the season was Jay Crowder, and we shipped him off
Special
after
J.
half a season. Yeah, he was a great 2019 Grizzly, but yeah. I mean, it sucks, and like you say, all that comes with Ja. Like, yeah, there is some shit, but it's not like he's a. It's more so he was just like so ineffective as a basketball player his last,
Yeah.
especially last year, but the last 2 years in general, like the rim pressure rate's down. Can't shoot the ball any better. If not, it's worse than it
Yeah.
was when he was at his peak. So yeah, I mean, like it doesn't hurt the Grizzlies like basketball wise because I just don't think he would fit in with the current group of guys.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
like if he has a resurgence, like that would fucking hurt. That would hurt real bad. So the fit with him in Portland's kind of weird. Like they definitely got to get. I mean,
I
it
think
seems like
there's
they're gonna
more
move Drew.
moves. Yeah.
Seems like they're gonna move Drew. Like if
Yeah.
I'm them, I'm moving Shaden Sharp. Definitely. Like that's the one guy I'm looking at moving. Shaden Sharp for sure. I like
Mhm.
Scoot kind of as an off ball guy, the way it looked last year, but I like keeping Drew there too. So I don't know, man. I don't know that they make another move. I wouldn't mind seeing like what the fuck this looks like going into next year with these four guards because I mean there's injury risk with Ja, Dame,
Yeah.
and Drew's an older body now too.
Yeah.
So
Big injury risk with Dame.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. For Memphis, yeah, I agree with you. It's like, it is sad to some extent because I was also like, I mean, I knew the jaw trade was coming, but I was kind of like warming to the idea that like maybe it would figure itself out and like he would be on this basketball
it
team.
won it after the Lakers game last year. That's what
Yeah. That was the turning point, and also just like yeah, the vibes were so sour. You had the incident at practice too, like
with
it,
Vince Williams and
yeah,
Europe or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
like maybe it was just absolutely never going to happen, but in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe this is special. Maybe him and Cam can work it out. But but yeah, so Ja's gone, and for the Grizz, like Jeremy Grant is a tough contract because I agree with you. He's like, I mean,
He's a nothing burger.
yeah, it's a worse asset than Ja because like at least Ja, you know that you're getting like
It's such a worse
you don't
asset than
know.
Ja. Like, man, people are fucking kidding themselves, like acting
Yeah.
like this is equal value. No, you just have to kind of. The whole league knows you're going to move him. You want to move him, and they're
The
not
only
playing fair.
thing, the only reason why it might not be is what are the years on the Grant contract? I think he has like 2 more years left, and I think Ja might have 3. So that would be like the only thing you could tell yourself about that. But like Ja on 40 versus Jeremy Grant on 36, and like the level of players they are is like like and Jeremy Grant's not like if you're gonna go the Ja's not gonna play games route, is Jeremy Grant gonna play fucking games, dude?
No, especially
Jeremy,
here.
yeah, Jeremy
Like I
Grant.
said,
This is like perfect for him because Jeremy Grant's entire career has been predicated on get to situations that like the basketball just doesn't matter enough that like you can just dip out as you please and like pick up checks and like he is the bag chaser, like
dude, the last
sneakily.
time he was like a positive basketball asset was Denver in the bubble.
I was gonna say it's been years, man. It's been
Yeah,
6 years, 7 years.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant. Also, I will say though, last year when he did play, he was solid. It just like was in anonymity in Portland while they were like a 500 team. But yeah, I mean he's gonna be like in and out of the lineup. He's gonna be like, is he gonna start? Like,
No, it's
like
not gonna play.
yeah, so like I don't know. Chris Murray I think is kind of fun though. Like I like that. He's kind of like a put your head down and work guy and like I don't know, he has some tools. He's fine. I think that's fine like to take that on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the problem is you can't roster 12 of those guys,
yeah,
which the Grizzlies think is the fucking strategy. You can't roster 12 of the same fucking personality types.
they kind
That
of they sneaky have been doing that. Like Kareem
dude, it's all they want fucking no personality back. I'm telling you, it's just that's my
Richie
fear, and
Saunders.
yeah, it's something that they're gonna have to address. You need a fucking like, there's no fucking identity. And that's
Yeah,
what has made this team great when they've had good iterations of this
speak
team.
on it.
Identity. There's fucking zero. Their identity is having no identity.
Speak on it. It's almost like they're trying to get the anti-jaw or like a bunch of anti-jaws. Like they're
Yeah,
overcorrecting it. You know what I mean?
completely. Yeah, but that's a Thomas Isolo thing. Like he's just a cardboard cutout of no personality. Like from top to bottom.
Yeah, I guess you know more about Islo than I do. What is like when you listen to him in pressers or like the stuff he says, like is that his deal? Like he's kind of just like there's nothing
He's a
there.
geek. He's an
Yeah.
absolute geek. He's a European, you know, we run set actions type of geek. And he
Mhm.
has his brand of basketball that he likes, but I think you're giving like Kleiman's literally giving him like everything he could ever want. No, I'm just still not sure he's the guy. Like he could end up
See,
being David Blatt. He really could.
wow.
And,
Yeah.
and
Should have kept his job by the way, David Blatt.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you're giving him no personality. So like this is exactly like if Isolo's ever going to succeed with the team, it's going to be this.
Yeah.
But what do we define as success
That's what I was gonna
with
ask
this
you.
team?
Is it like 2015 Atlanta Hawks success or is it like
Yeah, to me, yes, it is because that's what you get with no personality type teams. Is there's no superstar. Like with the superstar comes ego. There's no that guy for this team.
what if
And
Cam's that guy?
yeah, I think he's the closest thing that we have to it.
Yeah.
But again, I just genuinely believe that this team is going to be hampered by their lack of identity at
Yeah,
the end
I
of the
think
day.
it's fair. I also think when you think about like Islo and I had this argument with Grizzlies fans in the Reddit when I got busy in the Grizzlies Reddit for a while. I also shout out Grizzlies Reddit. They're very welcoming, like one of the only Reddits where I can like get off any take I want and they won't take it down. But we were
Because
talking,
we've seen the craziest shit ever happen,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. And them and the Sixers, which is like obviously
Yeah.
it's my team, so they're not going to ban the shit I say. But like similarly, we've seen it all. So like you could say whatever the fuck you want. It's not going to like piss anyone off. But I was talking with Grizzlies fans about they were saying before the draft, they were saying, "Oh, we should take DeBonsa because he would or whoever because he would fit Islo's system better than this guy." Or just any player. They were putting it in reference of like they would fit in Islo's system. And I just replied and I was like, why is that the way you're going about this draft? Like why is that coach like at the center of everything you're doing when we don't know if Islo is going to be the coach of the Grizzlies in 2 years? Like, is that going to be the hallmark of every decision you make in the near future? Is like, does it fit this guy's plans? Because I think that's a recipe for disaster if that's what they are doing.
Yeah, they bet the knee to him ever since has been in the building. Not even been the head coach since he's been in the building.
Yeah, that's scary to me.
Because his friend who went to the Heat, like that's Isolo's guy. So that I mean that system's a product of what Isolo does. And then Isolo bet the need to Ja for the last 10 games of 24-25, and then tried to install a system last year. Ja's up. Like I'm telling you, they're trying to build this team like a college program.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. I will say, identity side, I like I'm really warming to like the players that they have. Like I like I
In a
like
vacuum though, or as a fucking group?
kind of kind of both. I like what I like about the Grizzlies as currently constructed is they have a team full of guys who can do a lot of different things and they're very versatile. They have guys, they have more defense now. They have hopefully more rim protection. I'm a
They
little
definitely
bit
have I mean, Edie's rim protection's real, man.
yes, but
He's
I'm
like got the best defensive like rim field goal percentage
yeah,
against
yeah,
expected in the league. He's like,
PFG.
yeah,
Yeah. No, yeah,
minus
no,
22.
I'm not even talking about Edie. I was talking
Yeah.
about bringing in Kareem and Booz because I think they're Kareem to me when I watched the tape on him, the rim protection upside was like it's kind of slapping me in the face. Other people aren't as high on it. I think he's not a fluid mover, so I think people are skeptical about like how he sort of adjusts to NBA athletes, but I don't know. I think there's a world where Booz, Edie, and Kareem is like pretty special rim protection. And then I like the kinds of guards they have. Like I'm high on Cam Spencer. I think he's fucking really good, dude. I think him and
Yeah.
Cam Jerome is or wow, Cam Jerome. Ty Jerome is like you have shooting, you have playmaking, you have like creation off the bench. I don't know. I'm warming to this roster a little bit.
I hear you. There's things to like, but number one thing you said that should totally negate that is they have a lot of guys who don't fluidly move like basketball
Yeah,
players.
that's
Like
the issue.
Kareem, Edie, Aldama doesn't move like a basketball player to me. Like they have a lot of that on the front line.
Yeah.
And if you pair that with guards who, like, do you think Ty Jerome and Cam Spencer are getting busy on the defensive end?
No. I'm also a little skeptical on I'm not 100% there on Cam's defense. I think it'll be playable immediately, and I think he can be a good defender.
I do too. I mean, he's a UConn guy. I think UConn guys kind of.
No, Boozer.
Oh, got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have question marks about his like defensive upside. But yeah, Spencer, I agree. I think he's a guy who could hold up. He's never going to be a plus defender, but I think he could hold up.
Yeah.
Ty is a lost cause on the defensive end.
And then it's
He's a
like, I
cone.
mean, you don't even like, this is my deal with the Grizzlies too. Like, you don't even mention Jalen Wells, and it's not like you're disrespecting him. It's just like these guys get forgotten about in 2 years. And
Yeah.
it's, what's the plan?
I do still love Coward. Wells to me is yeah, he's kind of a dime a dozen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And who's to say that five of those guys that you just said are the same fucking way? The afterthoughts in 2 years. The
Yeah.
Grizzlies brand of basketball.
Yeah. The Laravia curse. Yeah, I mean, it's not a team that I'm like they're building something where I'm like I can see the path to contendership, but like I can squint and see them like building a formidable playoff team in like the relatively near future. I see the kinds of guys they're putting together. I agree with you though that like it's a little bit too much of the same thing. Like there's no edge to this team right now. I do think
And,
Booz plays with an edge
and boy,
though.
do you need that.
Yeah.
If that building without an edge,
Yeah.
it's not the grindhouse.
It's
Not
not.
my grindhouse.
Not my grindhouse. Wow, that's a special hashtag actually. But yeah, so probably enough on
Yeah,
this.
sorry, if I post that one already.
That's
I'm
fine.
telling you.
Not my grindhouse.
Yep.
Special. Memphis Grizzlies, Reddit, we're coming to you. But that's probably enough. Oh, and the other thing on we I love how we went to talk about the Grizz for like 30 minutes there instead of John to the Blazers and that fit. We you touched on it, but the guard glut there now is something they'll have to figure out. I do think that Drew will get moved. There were rumors about him being moved for JB. I don't know if I get that for Boston. I don't really know why they would bring 36-year-old Drew Holiday back in the house when he has like 2 or 3 years left on his deal still. And
I think the one JB rumor I'm buying is Nuggets possibly.
yeah, I want to get to that. Let's just go straight to that. So the rumored deal that people have been talking about for Jaylen Brown to the Nuggets is Jamal Murray and
Now I'm
Cam
thinking the
Johnson.
Gordon one.
Oh, the Gordon one. Oh, I was talking
Yeah,
about the
I think that's one the
Murray and
Celtics would.
Cam
I think
for
Celtics would be
JB
more
and
willing to do
Hauser.
Gordon.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
100% they would.
I don't think they want to bring Murray back because you're kind of doing the same thing you did with like on a much better scale with Jamal, but you're doing the same thing you did with Anthony last year.
How does the money work with that? What's Gordon's?
I'm not sure what his contract is, but I mean I saw a
You'd
deal
have to
where it
attach.
worked out on both
So what?
sides,
What if it was
and it was Cam
Gordon?
Johnson. Gordon Cam Johnson worked. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, Gordon's contract's bigger than I thought it was. He's on 31, 34, 37.
Yeah, I think it's the only path for Denver to fucking really change shit up too. Like I don't think they're getting off Murray. That
Oh, dude, JB's on 57. You're gonna have to attach another 26 mil to Gordon. I
yeah,
think
what's
I think
Cam?
Cam Johnson's gonna be in the deal, no matter
Yeah,
what.
he was in the deal with
Yeah.
Gordon.
Okay, that's probably what it is. It's probably Gordon and Cam for JB. And then there'll be picks included too. Yeah, Cam will be on 23. So that money basically works. That
Yeah.
would be about 54 and JB's on 57. So yeah, that works. That's interesting. And that makes more sense to me for Boston than Murray. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's one that makes more sense to me than like the Drew. I saw Drew and Tumani Kamara for JB and like picks included as well. And that to me, I don't get it for Boston. I don't know why you'd bring in a 36-year-old who you've already had, who you traded away. And yeah, I think Gordon helps their front court where they desperately need it. Like, dude, we were giving them business in the playoffs, and like we had a front court who in the next series didn't look good against the Knicks. They looked terrible. So yeah, Boston desperately needs help. Gordon in Boston's fun. You worry a little bit about the health with him, but I mean,
You worry greatly about that. I think that's what would hold
yeah,
up the deal if it doesn't go through.
yeah. But yeah, I also think the Nuggets are in dire need of changing shit up.
Yeah, and you can like for the Nuggets, the sense with that is you can just plug Peyton Watson into that role and
Yeah,
hopefully he grows into what Gordon is. I think that makes sense for them.
yeah. That is interesting because JB, Gordon, and Jokic, that's fun. Or JB, sorry. JB, Jamal, and Jokic is fun.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
they fit well because I like how like Jamal can play a little off ball if JB wants to get into like his ISO bag shit. You don't lose like the two-man game with Murray and Jokic. So yeah, I like that. The spacing would be pretty solid. Yeah, I don't know. Are there any other suitors for JB that kind of pique your interest or
No, that was just gonna be my point. Like the spots are drying up for him to be like a
yeah.
get his number one option wish. And I don't think that ends up happening. Like the realistic spots that he could be at number one, like you said, like Portland doesn't really make any sense. Charlotte at this point seems like they're not doing that. Seems like they're building for a year or two down the line. Atlanta's like the only one that still kind of is
Yeah.
open to me. And they keep fucking signing the same archetype of play. Like since the draft, they've signed the same type of guy, which is
The
my point.
guard. Yeah. They also
It's the
just brought
same
in
shit.
Devin Carter.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Devin
Yeah.
Carter was the move. I'm like, bro, this is
Yeah.
they're they're the Grizzlies, but like in their own.
Yeah, the different
Yeah,
archetype. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird
Atlanta's
though, right?
yeah, it's also
Yeah.
like Atlanta, the rumors really dried up with them with JB because that was one where immediately it was like, oh yeah, that's fun. And then like you were hearing some juice and then slowly all of it dried up and now like you don't hear them linked with him essentially at all. So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Kind of off Atlanta now though. Like, man, I like Devin Carter as a player, but like right
yeah,
now, what's the difference between him and
I don't
Kingston
know.
Flemings? Like, what the fuck are they
Also,
doing?
Devin Carter to me is a weird one because like I know he's in Sacramento, but like he's had kind of like a lot of chances to show it, and like we kind of just like haven't
His
seen
metrics
it.
aren't bad. His
The
metrics aren't
metrics
bad.
aren't bad at all.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, but like yeah, and I guess that's true. Like in that like foundation, it's tough to really show out. But yeah, I mean, it's like you have Dyson Daniels, Kingston Flemings. You're still obviously going to be starting CJ, and then you have
Nikhil, Devin
Devin
Carter.
Carter, Nikhil. Like that's a lot of guards to find playing time for. I don't think Devin Carter is going to see the floor, sadly. Like, and I think he's a solid player, but like, where is he getting? When is he going to play?
And why do you guys still have the 6'8"
Is
players?
Gabe
Like that's
Vincent
all.
still there?
Probably. I'm not sure his contract situation, but like, why you guys didn't address anything on the front line? It's
Yeah, Gabe.
fucking bonkers.
I think Gabe Vincent's still there.
The edge of four is 6'7", bro. Like, can you guys get a fucking big man that's
Oh no,
over
he's a
7 foot?
freak.
That's not Jock Londo. Like, I respect the
Jock's
Jock, but
special though.
still.
Shout out Jock.
Yeah, but your profile, like,
They're building like a nerd demon team. Like I think NBA draft nerds like love what they're doing. Cause think about it,
yeah.
they got Kingston, who's like a draft he's a nerd like favorite. Zuby was another late nerd favorite. Henry Visar in the second round is a nerd favorite. And then Devin Carter's like one of the OG nerd favorites from a couple drafts ago.
I'm gonna have to dive into it a little bit more, but I struggle to believe teams in history that just have very little diversity in terms of like each position on the floor's archetype. Like
Yeah.
like there's no different purpose that any other guy serves 1 through 5. So it's tough for me to believe a team like that it can be successful in a playoff series where you're getting different matchups from different teams.
Well, and also it's
I'm anti that.
that's a good point. And also because like you see it hyper fixated on like CJ McCollum and how he was something different for them and how much he popped more than he like popped in years. And like how important that was to their team just because they didn't have that in anything else. And like I agree. I think and that's part of what I like about when I was talking about the Grizzlies is like I like how when teams sort of just and this is another thing with LaMelo. The Timberwolves completely changed the way that they're going to play offense. And like they're going to get out in transition, they're going to be fast, they're going to shoot a million threes. And they were doing that to some degree last year, but they're going to go all in on it now. And like it's going for a style and like getting different kinds of pieces around it that fit and make sense. And like Atlanta, they're a defensive demon team. They have great defense all the way through their lineup. Their guards play great defense, but they lack shooting. They lack ball handling. And maybe that's why you bring in a lot of these guards, but like Devin Carter's not like a guy running offense for you. He's like a combo guard. Kingston Fleming's probably not going to run offense for you. Nikhil, you don't really want him to run offense. He can do it. We saw in bigger roles last year. He was able to run some offense, but like another guy you don't want running offense. Like, yeah, it's a lot of like similar archetypes of players. So yeah, it's a weird one. Obviously,
A
Kaminga's
defensive
gone
demon
too.
team with a lack of size just really it
Who
captures
loves
ceiling
yeah,
hard to
who
me.
loves 6'7"
Yeah.
centers. Yeah,
And
and they're
it's
losing
hard for me to
Kaminga.
get with that. Yeah, in this modern NBA, it's hard for me to get with. Yeah, we're just not going to get a 7 footer
Yeah. And
when
like
available.
and getting rid of Kaminga as well, declining his option was interesting because he's another guy in similarly to McCollum who gave you a little bit of something different. He gave you like some scoring juice on the wing and like athleticism and he popped for you and they're like, yeah, fuck it. We're gonna decline that option even
Yeah,
though it wasn't that
basically.
much money. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. But overall, wait, what did that come from? Oh, we were talking about Jaylen Brown destinations. Another wing who could play both sides of the ball, who got moved today. Kawhi Leonard, the claw, is going back to the six. Kawhi goes to Toronto for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, which I haven't seen any details on what those first are yet. A pick swap and 2 seconds. What do you think about Kawhi back to Canada? Maybe dodging a charge? And
Yeah,
Brandon Ingram going
seriously.
the other
I
way.
mean, if you told me this shit a week ago, I would fucking not believe you. The how much
So
steam this gained
fast.
this quickly. Yeah, and it felt like a foregone conclusion, like yesterday, that this was going to happen when I first heard the rumor 2 or 3 days ago. I love it for Toronto, man. Like I really, I really do like what they got here now with Kawhi, Scotty, CMB. I just think that's a if you were to build the practical Giannis wall, I think it's that.
Hmm.
And it just gives
Yeah,
me flashbacks to 2019 Giannis going up against the Raptors and that demon squad that they had back then when they won the championship. Like, it does give me some flashes of that. Obviously, they're missing the Kyle Lowry to that equation, but that's and
all Shed.
like a
Ew.
Marcus Gasol type center. Yeah, but I love Shed. I think they got to get a more of a I don't even like it, just a better version of Shed, honestly.
Yeah,
And hopefully he can grow into that. I would love that for him because I mean
he's
I'm a
pretty
big Shed
old
guy,
though.
but
He was like an old guy coming out. I think he's kind of like what
yeah, but
he
I mean,
is.
yeah, I mean he's 26.
Yeah, he's
You're
only.
not
That's
saying he's
true.
old. You're
He's
just saying he's like an older prospect that like
yeah,
won't
like
really
Shed.
grow.
I don't think there's like a lot more that like development wise for him, but there could be.
I mean, he made it from the G like he was undrafted. I'm pretty sure, so he's
Yeah, he
like G
was.
League to starting an NBA
No, yeah. I
playoff
mean,
game.
it's a crazy rise.
Yeah,
I think the reason and part of the reason why I think that rise happened was because he was I think he was ready. He was 23 as a rookie. So like and he played in huge games for Houston for years. So like I think like his floor was really high as a rookie.
yeah, but yeah, I
I don't
agree
know
with
what
you.
like the
It's very
ceiling
like
is.
Javon Carter
Yeah,
esque.
right, exactly. With maybe like a little more like playmaking juice. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and more size, but like the
yeah,
profile, like because Carter had some juice, like when he was first coming in, like this
yeah,
guy might be able to grow into something more, and then it never really happened. But no, I mean, Shed's gonna have the opportunity in front
yeah.
of him, I believe. Like, are we buying quickly right now? Are we buying
No,
any other fucking guard option they really have? Like, it's
no.
pretty grim, and I struggle to find where like RJ Barrett really fits into the calculus now, even though he was good in the playoffs last year. It's just
Dude,
it's weird.
it's funny how like Barrett and quickly they were weirdly like a buoy for the Raptors immediately when they went there in terms of like bringing them back to competence. But in like a Julius Randle way, they have this ability to like also tank like any ceiling that you want for this Raptors team. Like when I look at this roster, I'm like, holy shit, CMB, Kawhi, Scotty. That is like the craziest wing defensive lineup you could throw out there. And then I'm like, quickly Barrett Pirtle. Ugh. Like that is gross,
Yeah,
man.
I totally agree. Like on the Randall point with you with RJ, just because that they like archetype kind of the same in terms of you know the efficiency just isn't
Scoring,
quite what it
yeah.
is to be like what the volume is. Quickly, it's kind of surprising that like it got to this point because he was. I viewed him as like a positive piece when he got moved to
Yeah.
Toronto, and
He was like a
now
Peyton Pritchard, like, yeah.
you don't feel that way. Like, and if Pritchard was in like if you swap out Pritchard for Quickly right now, like
Yeah, that would
you
be
feel
like
infinitely better about this
I'd be
team.
like,
So it's
this
weird.
Raptors team is
Yeah.
special. Yeah.
It's weird that Quickly's got to this point and maybe he can repair that perception on him next year. But if not, like I kind of completely write him off. But this trade for Toronto, like you don't give up anything that you were using in the playoffs last year anyway. Like Ingram practically wasn't playing and Grady Dick
Yeah.
wasn't playing. So
Yeah. Yeah, Grady
I mean
Dick
it's
was like in the G League. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a complete win for them. You're right though. Like you do have the patchwork center too. Like I should have brought up Pirtle as well.
Mhm.
That's
And
definitely
they
a little
lost
eye
Mamu.
opening.
Or they're going to
Yeah,
lose Mamu.
but I think they see like ZMB can probably play center minutes.
Yeah, he can play small ball five.
Yeah,
I think he definitely can. He did a little bit. I mean, they
yeah,
couldn't play Pirtle in the playoffs, dude. Like he was
and they
forced.
won't be able to going forward. So like you have to find somebody who can play 20 minutes
Yeah,
at
I
center.
mean, you can they'll be able to get away with Pirtle in the regular season, but yeah, I mean, it's that talk about bad contracts. Also the picks for this just came out. Shams just tweeted the pick. So it's the first in this deal will be unprotected 2031 and 2033. A lot of 2033 getting moved, but and then 2030 and 2033 seconds and then a 27 swap all headed to LA in this deal. So pretty far out first. You take a gamble. I mean, the Raptors are young though. Like Scotty Barnes and CMB will like be in their prime
It's
in
not even a gamble. It's not a gamble at all. So it's a free fucking win handed to you in your lap.
yeah.
Kind of it is what it is. And like the Clippers, it's not like I look at them and they're like, "What are you doing with this trade?" Like you effectively you have to move on at some point.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I don't mind it terribly. Maybe you can repair Ingram's value a little bit, but I think he is what he is, and he's viewed that way across the league now. And if
Yeah.
he's not like a guy who can give you like a CJ McCollum type postseason, where it's like you see the shot creation value on full display, what the fuck is there?
I gotta say something about the Clippers side of this. I'm starting to get really excited about the Sixers having their pick in
Yeah,
a
you
couple
should be.
years.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be really bad. Like kind of quickly. I think this upcoming season I don't think they're gonna be bad because I think they have like enough. Like I still think Garland's fine. I think maybe you get a year of competent play out of like a Brook Lopez. Wagler's fun. Chris Dunn's still good. Matherin, Niederhauser. Like that's probably like a fine team.
It depends on it. Like they will fully embrace rebuilding once Ty Lue is gone.
Yeah.
So I think that's the last indicator because I mean roster wise they're completely you know pulling a 180 and saying we're rebuilding.
But dude, that 28 first that we own of the Clippers,
That's not far away.
that's gonna be a special pick, I think, dude. Like, dude, Brandon Ingram, Garland, Brook Lopez as like your trio. And I like, what if Wagler sucks? I
I mean
don't think he will.
how special is it with these rules though? Like
That's true. Yeah, it could be like kind of nerfed,
I,
but
I don't even understand the rules. Like at that point, I get it for if you're
I like
own
keep
your pick, but
forgetting about that.
if you don't own your pick, I don't even get like how it works.
Yeah, that does kind of suck. I forgot that the lottery odds are nerfed. I
Hey,
mean,
they
I
might
get.
change it. They might change it again
I
by
was
then.
gonna say, what if Silver just gets shit canned in like the next year and we get a new commish who actually has fucking brains. But yeah, I mean,
Could happen.
having the Clippers pick could be very fun in a couple years. Is all I'll say on the Clippers side of this. But yeah, I mean, the Kawhi thing, it ran its course. I saw a story that I think Bill Plash wrote, which like he's like old media kind of like
Yeah, he's on
angry.
around the horn.
Yeah, yeah, angry man yells at cloud kind of
Yeah,
guy. He
yeah.
said that he said that Kawhi was the worst free agent acquisition in LA history.
In LA history, just like all
It might
sports.
have been Clippers, but I think the title, like obviously it's going to be bait, but I'm pretty sure the title was LA history.
I mean, Kyle Tucker's giving you a run for your money there already. If that's what you're talking about.
But yeah, I mean, it is interesting to think about like what the memory of Kawhi in LA will be. Like, how is he remembered? Because it's mostly him missing games and like underperform. I mean,
Yeah,
some
I mean, it's
great,
probably the initial memory, the bubble.
yeah, yeah, and like just a lot of like underperforming seasons where there are a lot of injuries and the team bottoms out before they get to where they were supposed to get to
It would probably be thought of fonder if he finished out that run where they made the Western Conference Finals.
when they lost
But
to
he,
the
yeah, but he
Lakers.
got injured in Jazz. No, the Suns.
Oh, when they, oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Then
yeah,
he
yeah,
got injured against the Jazz. But like, you remember that for Paul George and like the memory of that run is the way they went small ball five and came back from 20 plus against Rudy.
yeah.
That's what you remember about it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot
But
of
then
fond
you
memories.
lose, yeah. And then you get taken out by Aiton and the boys dominating and the boys. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that was that serious, but
weird season. That was a weird playoffs in general.
it's
Like,
the fakest series. It's the fakest season in history. I mean,
I was
that
also
that is
so convinced that the Suns were winning
that
that title.
that is faker than the bubble season, bar none. I mean, we got Bucks versus fucking Hawks in the conference finals, and Suns and Clippers on the other side. Like it's the fakest season ever, and nobody can convince me otherwise.
Oh. That was KD toe on the line, right? That was that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that playoffs was insane, dude. That also, dude, when you talk about like the way like things could be remembered more fondly, dude, that toe on the line is like the biggest sliding doors moment in like so many guys' careers. Like hard how do we think of Harden differently? How do we think of Kyrie and KD differently if his foot's not on the line? Like, dude, so many things could have changed.
It's a good practice I mean, Kyrie got hurt, so that
Yeah.
fucked him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Harden hurt his hamstring. We don't think of Harden any differently because this. I don't know why he came back with the hamstring. It was
Yeah.
so bad. You
Yeah, that was
remember how
bad.
bad he was? Like it was
Yes.
legit. Like it was painful to watch.
Katie was special though.
And it's honest. I don't know if he would like play any differently, even if he didn't have the hamstring thing, dude. He's fucking insane for coming back and just,
It's
dude.
because he's the man, dude.
He was a nothing factor. He banked in like two threes, and he was 3 of 15 overall in Game 7. Like that
Yeah.
shit was a hard watch. Joe Harris was so bad in that
He's out
series.
there though.
Like,
Oh, Joe Harris was atrocious. He was
yeah,
out there though. That's one thing you could say about
Uh,
Demonuna. He'll be out there. He's not missing
yeah.
games.
It'll be visibly out there. Is he out there in
Hurting your
spirit?
team.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if I can get beyond.
but anyways, Kawhi back to Toronto. Maybe some juice there. We'll see. I'm excited about the Sixers having the Clippers pick. LeBron.
Yeah, real quick, do you see Tim
Yeah.
Hardaway? He
Yeah, he 1 year, 6 million. Hey, it makes a ton of sense.
not a
It's like,
yeah, not a bad deal for them.
no, it's a great deal for them. I
You
think,
you got to monitor anybody they got on the margins now pretty heavily.
yeah, I
So
mean, I think
they're
Norm
not missing
Powell
that
is,
much.
I think Norm Powell might also be headed there as well or back.
He's still there. Does he have to sign? I
I
thought
think
he's
he's, I
still
think, isn't he
locked
a
up.
free agent?
I didn't think so, to be honest.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. Yeah, he's a free agent. They might have to part with him though, because he might get too much money. So if that's the case, then Hardaway's a fucking money deal. Like that's an awesome deal. Because
Yeah.
you're going to replace a lot of what you got. I mean, you're not going to get as much scoring, but you're going to get shooting. You're going to get. Hey, I will also say Hardaway in Denver. There was some heart,
Yeah,
some fucking
dude,
heart, man.
no, his ring chasing's been under. He
Yes,
wants it so bad. He
he's
wants a ring
changed,
so
dude.
bad. I think like if I made a list of like my top 10 role players that like are salivating for a ring, he's probably number one, dude.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not even kidding. You can fucking tell.
T Max
So
Spurs type shit.
yeah, respect out to Tim Hardaway. Like I see how much you want this brother.
Clarkson's on that list.
I hope you see this clip. Jordan?
Yeah, he's on that list.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he just lucked into being on the Knicks. I didn't really
No,
feel like
dude, he
capable.
turned into like he started caring about defense this year.
Because
He
of
was
the-
like an effort guy this year.
Maybe I kind of give that reasoning just because he wanted to get some PT. That's the only way he was getting on the court.
Well,
But
yeah,
it may be fair enough. I might need to shine the spotlight a little bit heavier on him. I wasn't really paying attention to Jordan Clarkson, to be honest with you.
put some fucking respect on our Filipino demon.
No, they tried to square up with Bane 5 years ago, and I'm still salty about
Wow, that is so special.
it. Yep.
Bane salivating for a ring? He's not getting one.
But maybe soon.
I think the
One
East
of
is
the-
kind of special. Like I'm just thinking about it. There's a lot of good teams, man.
Yeah, I know. Desmond, top 10 player in the league, by the way.
Top 8,
Yeah.
top 5 maybe. Yeah. But I just like look around the East and there's just so much talent, dude. Like you're gonna get the Pacers back. You're gonna get the Magic will still be fine. They'll be like a solid team. You're getting the Celtics will probably still be good. You're getting obviously the Knicks. You're getting the Hawks will be good. I mean, it's a good conference.
Yeah, the Magic got to break up one Apollo or France. That I'm cool on that experiment. They're
Yeah.
fucking gross together.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not go down.
I think
that
France
path
is one of the
again.
most overrated
It makes
players
me
in
sad.
basketball.
Franz,
Yeah, I think he's
you
one of the
think he
most
should be
overrated
getting
players in
more of
basketball.
the hate that Paolo gets?
Yes,
Yes.
and then
So
it's
you're
coming
out
for
on
Apollo
both
later.
of them.
I'm I'm out on both of them together, and I can't really. No, I'm out on both of them right now as individuals. Yeah,
That's what I was
just
gonna
'cause,
say. I feel like
mean,
you're not in. Yeah, yeah. So would you just blow it up?
I would get rid of one of them,
Yeah.
dude. I think it's just bad. They're not good together. Then they're both. Now it's not like Tatum and Brown where they actually are shooting. Like both of them can shoot the three. Like neither of them can shoot the three.
Yeah, that's the big issue. Like Franz, I feel like he gets more of a pass than Paolo on like the shooting stuff, but it's like the percentages aren't good. And like if he's gonna be like a 1A kind of guy, he's gonna have to shoot the ball well.
Exactly, and they're trying to have both of those guys be like 1A,
Yeah.
1B. when it's obvious that Desmond is carrying the fucking shit out of this
Let's
garbage
go.
ass
Let's
tandem.
go. Speak on it. Special.
So
Special.
maybe trade Franz Wagner for Bethany Black or whatever Anthony Black's brother's name is, because that guy's fucking special.
He
Have you
does look
seen?
like a
Yeah,
demon. Yeah, I saw the
yeah.
clips. Yeah, he does look special. But enough on the Orlando Magic. LeBron asking out of the Lakers. He might actually leave. Obviously, Golden
Oh yeah,
State.
he's definitely leaving.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. Obviously, Golden State is the landing spot that everyone's talking about. Him pairing up with Steph. Draymond declined his option so that he could potentially come back on a cheaper deal. AD also potentially being part of this equation. But Windy came out today and said that the Warriors aren't willing to trade Jimmy Butler in a deal for Anthony Davis. So what the fuck are they gonna do? Like, I'm interested to see how, if the Warriors do get LeBron James, they make the money work because currently they can't even offer him the mid-level exception. So like, what are they
You,
doing?
you see what Clutch Sports is doing, right? With this E guy, this betting guy. Yeah, they're gonna get Jimmy arrested.
Oh, you think that? Oh! That's why you sent that. They're trying to get him up in this Malik Beasley Rico.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, this
special.
is what Clutch Sports does, and it's so sick by Chris Porzingis signing back because he fucked the plans
Yeah,
up.
two for
And
40.
The Warriors are using that Jimmy thing as a way of saying Chris fucked their plans up. Trust.
Yeah, that's the
Trust.
other
I'm
thing.
telling you, all the Clutch guys are in the group chat, like saying, "Holy fuck, Chris Porzingis! I can't believe this piece of shit." Eh, I'm so happy Porzingis did this because I know a lot of people want to see LeBron ride off in the sunset with Steph. I mean, it's gross. It's just a gross optics thing.
You don't want to see that?
Nah, I'm cool. And trust me, I'm cool on it. The Warriors have caused me enough pain.
I'm cool on it.
They can continue to
I want to
be
see
shit.
it.
I'm cool
Well,
on it, man.
I don't.
LeBron to Washington.
Are you convinced that they're good if they get LeBron?
No, but I also don't
I
want
think
it.
they're like a
I don't want it
six
on my
seed.
screen. I don't want it on my screen.
I want it on my screen. Come on, that's special hoops. The unction?
Yeah, yeah. It's a very short term outlook for something you'll look back in history and be like, I wish that never happened.
Really? Braun and Steph playing together?
Yeah,
Potentially AD in the mix?
it all like
Also, watch if that happens, AD play like 70 games magically.
it's cool in theory until one of LeBron or Steph isn't out there half the
Oh
season.
yeah, and yeah, and you're stuck with like Moses Moody hoops with Guy Santos again.
Moses Moody kind of special, gotta say.
No, Guy
But
Santos kind of special.
yeah, they're both not bad basketball players. They're the two that
Pods is kind of proving me wrong a little bit too. I can't lie. He was pretty
cool
good last year.
cool on pods.
I thought he was solid.
But Gee and Moody, they're all right in my book. But again, my point
Dude,
is
Pods
that
is better than Moody.
the best case scenario for people is like the idea of what this will be. And I know you're not saying that they're gonna be
No, they'll be
anything
like a
special.
fun 6 seed,
But if
5
they're
seed.
all out there on the court at the same time, they're probably better than the 6 seed. It's just a fact.
Yeah, it would be. It depends. I don't know what that like. I don't know how much of the roster gets gutted to get AD and like make the money work for Braun too. Like, it is Braun willing to take like the minimum? Like, if that's the case, then like
Yeah.
fuck it. Like, yeah, they might be like the fourth best team in the West, third best team in the West.
But I think so. I'm cool on Clutch Sports controlling the whole fucking league. I'm
Yeah.
really cool on that. Been cool on that.
Who's Steph's agent?
It's not Clutch.
No,
He's probably somebody in China. Like realistically,
Jeff
I'm not even
Austin.
kidding.
Jeff Austin. He has Giannis too. Oh my God, Luol Deng. Yeah. So I mean, Golden State is the team that's been thrown around a lot. If they're not able to figure the money out, and they're stuck in a weird situation where like all of this sort of falls through, Cleveland is also the other team that was brought up a ton during the season and has re-entered the fold now. Is that interesting to you at all?
No.
So nothing's interesting to you for Bron. Where do you want LeBron
Both of
James
those
to go?
just suck. I'm sorry. The Warriors is like infinitely better than the Cavs. Like the Cavs is the worst case scenario. Yeah, he doesn't want to
Yeah,
go there.
because
I promise you.
you're gonna have Harden back.
Yeah, I also think the one thing about the Warriors thing that won't let it work is that I don't think the Wizards are willing to give up Davis.
Yeah, that's the other
So,
thing. It's like
yeah,
everybody's assuming is under the assumption that like the Wizards are just cool with AD like up and leaving and forming a super team in Golden State. What if they're just like, nah, we're cool. We're
yeah,
not taking Jimmy Butler's contract. We're cool on that.
yeah. I just don't think Bron ends up either in Golden State or Cleveland.
Sixers special. We could use a
Like,
power forward.
I don't think so. Just because he doesn't see them as a team that's close enough.
I feel like, dude,
Eh,
if because he said he wants to play with Steph, like they're gonna find a way to make that happen. I just don't see they're gonna make that happen, dude. Where else would he go?
it's more viable than the Cavs. I'll give
Yeah,
you
I
that.
think it's like the
And
only
I'm
viable
more
thing.
anti. I'm more anti. I don't want to see the Warriors happen, but I think the Warriors is definitely in the top three of possibilities. But
Give me like
I
a
think people have to open their eyes and be like, there's somebody that we're not looking at right now
that's
that
what
could
I'm
happen.
saying.
And
Give me
Heat's
somebody.
one of them. The
Yes.
Heat,
Yeah.
that's definitely a possibility. And
That
then
was
the
actually
Celtics to me.
reported today that they're a sneaky LeBron suitor.
The Celtics to me is another one.
Hmm. Interesting. Celtics are an interesting one. I didn't think
You
about
can
that.
never rule out you can never rule the Celtics out of anything.
Brad Stevens. Yeah, but
People's biggest mistake, especially if JB's on the move.
yeah.
That's probably like why the JB thing hasn't happened yet. It's a domino that they got to let fall. Because imagine they get Gordon, and Cam Johnson back, and then you get LeBron, Tatum,
That's a special
Gordon.
team.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't think that's happening though. I I I really just think he's going to Golden State. I kind of want it to be a weird team. But like also Bron isn't that's like not Bron's thing. Bron's not gonna like go to like a project. He's gonna go to like a name brand thing. Like that's like what he does.
Yeah, a team full of his buddies, which is why the
Yeah.
Warriors is a definite possibility.
Yeah. And
But it's
also like
also
an
like
established like
I'm fucking cool on it, dude.
yeah. Not that Boston isn't. I think that's one where like that has the title juice that like he could be intrigued by. That's one that's like that's a decent shout. Honestly, I don't know what he's willing to take money wise. That I've kind of heard like different stuff about that, but like if he is literally willing to take like the mid level or less, then like fuck it. Sixers should be banging the door down to get LeBron in the house. He would like solve so many issues for us, even at his age.
Yeah, I just don't view them. I think you got to be a team that was like top four last year, or you had an injury and it's obvious that you're right there.
He doesn't want to play with Clutch Sports Demon Tyrese Maxey. Now I said Clutch, you're
Yeah.
interested again. You're like, wait a minute.
Trade Maxi, I'm fully in.
Yeah. Sneaky on the pod also, Ryan and I intimating that the Sixers should trade Maxey as a bit.
Yeah, I mean that's real life out there. There's a lot of people fucking with
Yeah,
that
no.
sentiment.
I'm not there. I'm not there. But yeah, I would not be surprised if there's a weird LeBron suitor that emerges. The Heat's a good shout. Boston was a fun shout. I don't know how all the money would work if, and also they have to figure out the Jalen Brown of it all. But something weird's gonna emerge there. It can't just be Golden State or Cleveland.
I mean, I saw Washington today. I wasn't kidding about that.
I don't get that for him at all.
That solves the Davis part of it. That's the one thing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. You get him, Trey, and Davis with DeBonta. That's kind of sick. That's kind of fucking sick.
And you have a bunch of fucking movable
I was gonna
young
say you
guys,
have
too.
like
Yeah,
10 role players built in out of like all their first round picks that they've
yeah.
missed on.
Washington's like my deep cut. That would be.
That kind of feeds families. Dude, AJ, Trey, AD, LeBron with like 15 role players that are like
And then
first
LeBron
round
doesn't
picks.
go to the White House. Like that's right up his alley.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
sorry.
That is true. First of all, happy National Women's Day. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. Any other news around the league you want to touch on?
DeAndre Jordan back to the.
Holy fuck. Yeah, actually though,
how the fuck is he still in the
special
league?
bag chasing for DeAndre.
Yeah.
You're 19, I
Special
think?
mentorship.
Yes,
Yeah, special
special
mentorship that hasn't
mentorship.
led to anything.
Let's go. He actually like cooked the Sixers last year in a game. But folks, we have a lot more to get to. I mean, we're gonna get LeBron James on the move. We're gonna get Jaylen Brown on the move. A lot of moves here this offseason. Hopefully the Sixers sign somebody.
Yeah, if something happens in the next hour, I'm down to get like big. I'm down to
Yeah.
get back on
I've
and
been keeping
recap
an
it
eye.
real quick.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, I've refreshed.
Oh my
I
God,
just
Brooks
know something's happening
Barnhauser,
in the next.
1 year deal. Holy fuck. Ew.
You freaked me out. I thought it was like a goal in the World
No.
Cup or something.
Oh, I haven't
It
checked
scared the
that
shit out of me.
either. I'd imagine France won. But folks, thank you for hanging in there with us. We will be back soon and enjoy the World Cup. Enjoy NBA slop season.
Yep.